Hello everyone, and welcome back to another episode of Real Film Talk. My name is Will Braunlich. Now sit back, grab some snacks, and enjoy the review. After the disaster piece known as Night Swim, you would think we'd get a good movie, right? Oh ho ho, just you wait. Today, we'll take a look at the latest spy movie, which was also brought to us by the same guy who made the Kingsman movies. We will take a look at Argylle. Here is my reaction to the trailer. The name is Cavill. Henry Cavill. No, I'm just kidding. I'm not actually Henry Cavill. I'm a stunt double. What, you can't tell us apart? Let us join together as we dive into the latest spy adventure. This is Argylle.
I certainly hope you dance as well as you dress.
There's only one way to find out.
You know, Hollywood, when we said we wanted to do Henry Cavill in a spy movie, we meant as James Bond.
You and I, we're not so different. Agent Argylle.
Oh, whoops.
Little help? Hold on.
I'm gonna hit you, maybe. Hey, this looks like a fun movie.
The book is phenomenal, sweetie, but...
Boo!
Yeah, it's called a cliffhanger, mother. Ellie, it's called a cop-out.
I feel like this whole trailer is a cop-out.
Whoa, hey, there's a cat in there. Oh my God, you're Ellie friggin' Conway. Author of Argylle series, Ellie Conway. I am such a fan.
Oh yeah? What is it you do?
Espionage.
Why would you tell somebody that?
Here we go.
Slap him with the book.
I love this book.
Eh, it's okay. I give it 2 stars.
Come on.
Wow, that's a pretty terrible green screen.
Who are these people?
Real life spies.
Why would they care about me?
Because you're a goddamn fortune teller, Ellie. What you wrote in your new book actually happened, and you kicked a hornet's nest you didn't even know existed.
I'm in some really big trouble, Mom.
Oh, so now you're experimenting with drugs.
Oh, come on
I
now.
want all assets on them now. I need her to write the next chapter.
Whatever you say, Bryan Cranston.
God, I hate that cat.
That cat is such a jerk. Gives away their location. Such a cool action scene. It looks like I'm looking at something, maybe. Wow, they use a CG cat for that.
It's time for you to meet the real Agent Argylle.
Oh my God.
Oh my God.
Oh my God.
Oh my god! Okay. It looks intriguing. I will give it that. I'm all in for a good spy thriller. I'm glad that, like, you know, they kind of got Henry Cavill involved, because I know people have been talking about him being the next James Bond for a while. Come on, Hollywood. We all know you would do that, but we'd all be open to it, I think. I like the cast involved, although it doesn't seem like that this movie has any clear identity of what it wants to be. Like, is it a legit spy movie? Is it supposed to be a parody of spy movies? Is it trying to be both, which I feel like might be a little bit tough? Honestly, I don't know. I just don't know. I don't really have a whole lot of words on this. It didn't look like the CG was too convincing with that green screen of them like being in the parachute. Hopefully that's just a one-time thing, and hopefully the rest of the CG is actually pretty good. But yeah, I think this looks pretty interesting. I like Kingsman. I'm a big fan of the James Bond movies. I will go see this, and when I come back, I will give you my general thoughts. Argylle is directed by Matthew Vaughn and stars Bryce Dallas Howard, Sam Rockwell, Bryan Cranston, and featuring Henry Cavill, as this tells the story of a reclusive author, played by Howard, who writes espionage novels about a secret agent and a global spy syndicate, realizes the plot of the new book she's writing starts to mirror real-world events in real time. Now, I saw the previews for this. I had a bit of interest in it. One of the reasons being we have quite the cast involved. Aside from the cast I just mentioned, this movie also features Dua Lipa, John Cena, and Catherine O'Hara. Whenever there are this many big names attached attached to a project, you have my interest. Although time has proven that just because you have a lot of big names doesn't automatically make it a good movie. I'll explain more in a bit. I also think the first Kingsman movie was one of the best spy movies to come out in recent memory. The sequels were pretty hit or miss in my opinion, but the first one was a ton of fun to watch. So I tried to go into this thinking I'll have the same enjoyment. This movie also is getting some mixed reviews from both critics and fans. Unfortunately, I couldn't get into this movie. Now if you think Night Swim was terrible, it is, but this one just comes across as run-of-the-mill bad. As stated before, I feel like just because there's all this talent attached, then one would think this would be an instant classic. Now to the cast credit, everybody did their job fine. The one performance I think was the best was Aiden, played by Sam Rockwell. Most of the humor came from him, and I would go as far as to say he did get a few laughs out of me. I think Rockwell is one of the more underrated actors working today. Some of his work include the psychological drama Moon, 3 Billboards Outside Ebbing, Missouri, which he actually won an Oscar for, Confessions of a Dangerous Mind, and Seventh Psychopath. The chemistry between him and Ellie, played by Bryce Dallas Howard, is okay. I mean, they seem to work well off each other, but it seems like something we see a lot of in these types of movies, where they argue and sometimes find common ground. Again, not terrible, but not original. One of the things a lot of people will notice is how Henry Cavill is portrayed in this movie. He seems to be the main focus of most of the advertisement, but when I said this movie features him, I wanted to mention that he's barely in the movie. He shows up every now and then, but it's for a total of 5 minutes. For a guy who seems to be the center of your marketing, for him to show up for only 5 minutes in the whole movie is kind of weird and feels like false advertisement. Now, I don't think this is the film critic in me or if anybody else feels the same way, but I also felt like this movie was a little too predictable for its plot. You know the whole thing where they're talking about the real Agent Argylle? Well, not only is it pretty obvious what happens, but when it does happen, you're still thinking, are you kidding me? That brings up another issue I have with the movie, and this one is more of a personal preference, but I feel like this movie had way too many twists. I'm all in for a good twist, but I feel like they had to shove in as many as possible. Literally every 10 minutes, there's a new twist. I know spy movies have to have a twist in them, but they should be spread out, not every couple of minutes. There are even a few twists around the climax where I thought they were really going overkill with this stuff. There's one more in a post-credits scene that just made me think, sure, why not? That may as well happen. I honestly stopped caring for the movie not because of all the plot twists, but also because it was way too long. This movie stands at around 2 hours and 20 minutes, and you could easily cut this down by 20 or 30 minutes. The climax especially went on for too long, and I just had no interest after a little while. I was wondering when they were going to wrap it up. There were even people in my theater who walked up and left. When a movie that's heavily advertised has people walking out of their screenings, you knew you messed up on something, or multiple things. In the end, Argylle is something. I don't know what it is, but it has characters, they say and do stuff, and there's some action sequences that are sort of fun to watch. But in terms of spy movies, this one makes the mark on what makes a spy movie good. You have a story that's so easy to figure out, a first grader could solve it, a bloated runtime, and characters that really don't stand out that much. Thankfully, this isn't as bad as my last review, but this is still pretty bad. Now, were some parts entertaining? I will actually admit yes. But is this something I'll watch again? Not a chance. My grade for Argylle will be a D+. Wow, 2 for 2 on bad movies here. Wonder how long we'll keep that streak going. Thank you all for watching this review. I hope you all enjoyed it. Until next time, this is Will Braunlich, and I will see you at the movies. Save a seat for me. Hey, how long until Dune Part 2 comes out?
Funding for Simsbury Community Television is provided in part by contributions from viewers like you. Thank you.